Now, as we come over and take a look at the stock market, I want to warn you guys, do not fall victim to this one trap. And if you're looking at the chart right here and you do not see the trap, then you most certainly need to pay attention all the way until the end of this video. We come over and look at the fear and greed index. Right now, we're sitting at 64. Yesterday, we closed at 62. Then this morning, we have a little bit of volatility likely to come into the market at 8:30 as we have retail sales data that will be announced. And let's not forget, we are in the midst of earnings season. So far this morning, we've already seen the earnings from Bank of America, United Healthcare, Progressive, Morgan Stanley, Charles Schwab, PNC, and a few more. So we're looking at a chart of United Health. What do we see? It's down a whopping 0.13%. And we look at what the article has to say about their earnings. United Health expects bigger hit to annual profit from hack costs. So, the hackers, I guess, are going to go ahead and negatively impact some of their earnings out there. Then we come over and look at what Bank of America says. Bank of America tops estimate on better than expected investment banking. We look at Bank of America's chart and we can see in pre-market, Bank of America is up 1.79%. We take a look at Morgan Stanley is down 2.73%, looking like it may gap a bit lower this morning. Then we take a look at Charles Schwab down 3.81% after their earnings call as well. You might wonder, how is that affecting the XLF? Where in pre-market, XLF is set to go ahead and open at a new recent high in the market where it's up 0.28%. We take a look at KRE. KRE is up 1% on the session. We can't forget about the Russell 2000, which has been on one heck of a tear as of lately. And we can see right now so far, Russell 2000 is also up another 19 points on the session. We take a look at IWM, which is the ETF for the Russell 2000. You can see it. We expect to have another gap up today. And the question is, are we going to have another wick out here today where we open up higher, but then we ultimately come closing a little bit lower? That's most certainly something we want to pay very close attention to this morning. Now, when we come over and look at some of the overseas markets, last night, the Nikkei closed near the lower end of the session, was only up 84 points, and the HSI was down 287 points. We come over and take a look at the DAX, and the DAX in pre-market is down 102 points. So is our markets going to suffer the same fate? Because when we come over and look at the NASDAQ or S&P, it doesn't matter which one we look at, we can see they look different on the daily chart. We saw last Thursday, NASDAQ had a nasty day on the way down. Then we've been grinding up a little bit higher, but each one of these days, we keep having wicks on the top of the candles. Then when we come over and we look at the 30-minute chart, and this is what I kind of alluded to in the beginning of this video. I want you guys to pay very close attention. Last week, we had the CPI data. What happened? As soon as the CPI data comes out, we rock it up, only to come crashing back down. Then the following day, what do we see? We had PPI data come out, spike lower, but then we ran it up, boom, sold off on the end of the day, Friday. Then on Monday, what happens? We're grinding up, boom, we go up during New York session, bam, they smack it right back down. And now the question is, do they have us conditioned for, every time the market goes up a bit, they're simply going to come back in and smack it down? That's the trap I'm saying watch out for, because they've made it a little bit too obvious at this point that if indeed we start rallying up, then, people are conditioned to say, hey, you know what? I remember the last 3 times this happens and the market ended up going substantially lower. So I want to be on high alert for that type of situation to potentially play out this morning. So if we do go rocketing up, I'm going to be a little bit hesitant on trying to get too aggressive on the way back down, even though I do think we are likely going to go lower. The question is, are we going to be able to take out the highs before we do so? When we come over and look at the SPY, we can see yesterday we made a new all-time high, and in pre-market, the SPY is up 75 cents on the session. MACD indicator still cross bullish, but I will warn you, it is up here at these elevated levels. Then out here on the 30-minute chart, yesterday we tried to make it down towards the minus development area. However, we just were not able to make it down towards that area. We look at value area high, that's going to come in at about 562.88. The point of control will come in about 562.77, and value area low will come in at 560.84. Now, we've already been a little bit lower in pre-market, but I want you guys to pay very close attention. This area, if we start making our way down, this is going to be another minus development area I do want to watch. And I won't be the slightest bit surprised if the first time we come down into this area, we reject, we bounce back up. But if we come back down a second time, watch out. We're likely going to go ahead and break a little bit lower to the downside. Keep in mind, right up here is all-time highs as well. So if we start breaking above value area high, guess what? I want to be looking for the buy side of the trade. another situation where we might want to be buy side would be if we start breaking value area low, then we start coming up. I would then want to be to the long side. However, I'd want to use the minus development area at 561.61 as target number one, then the point of control, value area high, and then all the way up here towards all-time highs in the market. I want to make everybody aware, Apex 7 a massive 80% sale off all their valuation accounts, pass in as little as 1 day, and you can also get a 150K account for only $40. You get a 250K account for only $40, and you get a 300K account for only $40. So if you want to take advantage of this offer, use the link in the description box down below and use the promo code Mike at checkout. Now, when we come over and look at the futures markets, it looks like we may want to make another run up here at all-time highs. We're kind of hanging around where this high volume area is. If we can start cracking this, that opens the door to coming down towards this next high volume node at about 56.67. We breached that. Then down here towards the point of control at 56.44. Let's not forget, we still have this high probability target down here at 55.78 that at some point we will make it back down to test that price point. But we really need to get past this point of control and through all of last week's volume profile levels. Then as we come over and look at the daily chart, this minus development area down here is a key area I do want to focus on as well. And we'll talk about that here in a moment. Now, if you look at overnight, let's look at what we did. Here was value area low. Overnight, we broke below it. Oh, we got right back above it. So what does that mean? That means from a daily perspective, in terms of the volume profile levels, I want to be looking for the buy side of the trade. Target one would have been the point of control. That target has already been fulfilled. The second target would be up here towards value area high. And you might say, well, Mike, what if I didn't get involved down here? Well, what this is still telling me, I want to lean more towards the bullish side until we get back above value area high from the prior day. Then we start coming down. Then I want to get on the sell side of the market. Or if we simply come down and start breaking value area low. Now, another way we could also look to potentially trade this to the downside would also be dependent on where we are in terms of the overnight volume profile levels, which we'll discuss here in just a bit. Now, when we come over and look at the QQQs real quick, what do we see? Well, we basically have, two candles with wicks on the top, and we got to be mindful, we could still come up and make another new all-time high. Out here on the 30-minute chart, we still have this minus development area we missed hitting yesterday, but we made 2 attempts towards this one up here. We come up here once again and get into this minus development area. Watch out, because at that point, I'm going to go ahead and lend to the possibility that we are likely going to go ahead and at that point make a run towards all-time highs in the market. We look at value area high, that's going to come in at 497.84. The point of control will come in at about 496.89. Value area low will come in at 495.17. So be on the lookout for that. If we start breaking value area high, I want to make a run towards the high from yesterday. And at that point, we're probably going to break through the minus development area and make a run back up towards all-time highs in this market. Then as we come over and look at the NASDAQ on the weekly profiles, you can also see that, what have we done? Well, we basically came down, tried to test value area low, and then we started to pop right back up and we came right to this high volume area. So until we get outside of this weekly volume profile levels, there's really not a lot of edge that we have on this chart at that moment. Then we come over and look at the daily profiles. We can see overnight 113 point range, and we were able to break below value area low, which we have now gotten back above it. Then we can target the point of control. That target has already been hit. So anything above that, I'm really looking up here towards value area high. We breach above that. Then I'd be looking up here towards these candle bodies at about 20,735. Let's not forget, we have a untested point of control up here at 20,882, along with the untested point of control down here at 20,429. Now, if we take a look at the dollar index this morning, dollar index is currently down a whopping 2 cents. And we're going to see, does this support level hold here? Or do we see dollar coming up substantially higher? We come over and look at gold. Gold is almost up here at all-time highs in this market. We are not that far away. And I've been saying ever since we've been able to take out the swing point here, we're likely going to make a run for all-time highs. And we'll see, do we punch through it on the first attempt, or did it simply fall and go a little bit lower? We take a look at crude oil this morning. We can see crude oil on the way lower. That should be good for inflation, down $1.52 at the moment. You see the MACD indicator also crossed to the downside, but we also want to pay close attention to the volatility index. Right now, we still see the VIX is up 14 cents on the session. And with all the indices being in the green at the moment, when the VIX is up, that's something we want to pay attention to. That could be warning us that there is danger up ahead. All right, so when we take a look at the economic news that we had out this morning, core retail sales month over month came in at 0.4 versus a forecast at 0.1, previously 0.1. So better than expected. month over month. When we look at retail sales, came in at 0, forecasted minus 0.3, previously 0.3, so less than previously, however, better than forecasted. When we look at how the markets reacted to it, we can see initially NASDAQ spiked down, and then now we're on the move back up higher. So for all intents and purposes, we are still stuck right in the middle of the overnight value area high and the overnight value area low. Now, when we look at value area high for the overnight, that'll come in at 20,653.50. The point of control will come in at 20,633.50, and value area low will come in at 20,601. Now, if you look at this, we have already been back below value area low, and we've also came up here and tested value area high. So what I'm going to go on to say is, as long as we're below value area high, I want to look for lower prices. I want to look, can we get the rotation lower and potentially come all the way down here towards the untested point of control? So I want to be on the sell side of the market unless we break back below value area low and then we start coming back up. Keep in mind, if we do break below yesterday's value area low, then one of the ways we could play this is as soon as we turn and come back up and we get back above yesterday's value area low, we can use the overnight value area low as a target and then play all the other additional levels on the way back up higher. Then as we come over and look at the S&P 500, we have 5696.25 as value area high. The point of control will come in at 5692.25. Value area low will come in at 5685.25. So you can see when that news came out, we spiked below it, we have spiked above it, and right now we're sitting right here at the middle. So from a short-term perspective, just recently we're above value area high. So as long as we stay below it, I want to look for lower prices. We start getting back above that price point, 56.9625, then I want to say, okay, where are we likely to go? Well, the next stop would be yesterday's value area high at 56.98, and then up here towards the candle bodies, somewhere in the ballpark of 57.08, anything above that, then we're looking for a run of all-time highs in the market. Now, if you guys want to learn 3 ways to profit from using moving averages, watch this video right here.